What's up, everybody? This is Yeho. Gonna be bringing another little video here this evening, guys. A few of my subscribers that have been on my channel for a little bit, they seen that I started out with the Barnett Jackal, then went with the CenterPoint Sniper 370, and then now I'm with the Excalibur Banshee. I want to talk a little bit about each bow, the good, the bad, if there was any bad that I seen in any of them, and talk about the good in them. So first off, I want to talk about, everybody knows the Barnett Jackal. That was my first crossbow that I've actually purchased. I love the Barnett Jackal. It is a good bow. It's right now on Amazon for $250. I think when they first came out, I paid I want to say $300 or $350 when they first came out, and it's a good bow. I would go back to it if I didn't find out anything about the Excalibur, and I will tell you why I went from the Barnett Jackal to the CenterPoint Sniper 70 here in a little bit. But the Barnett Jackal, it was a good bow. I would prefer that bow to any starters out there, guys. $250 right now. I think it's on Amazon for. The feet per second is 315. The draw weight is 150, and it comes with 3 bolts. It comes with your cocking rope to cock it back. Everything you need to start hunt with, it comes with it. Besides, of course, your broadheads, but it comes with your, I think it came with fill points already on it. But it's a good bow. The only bad thing I had about the Barnett Jackal, guys, was the scope. I don't like that red dot scope. I'd rather have crosshairs. In that early morning when it's just cracking daylight and you seeing the deer walking, or that last few minutes of daylight in the evening times, you turn that John Brown red light on, or the green dot, whatever light you want it to be, because it has adjustable whether you want it to be a green dot or red dot, and it has 5 different brightnesses to it. And man, I'm telling you, when you turned it on the lowest setting, it has a setting from 1 through 5, and 1 being the lowest, the dimmest, and then 5 being the brightest. Even when you had it on 1, with it being such little light, that lowest setting was so bright, like you couldn't even see the deer. So that's the only downfall I had to it. And when I go to, zeroing my scope in, well, everyone knows a red dot on a scope, that red dot is going to be bigger than the crossarrows on your gun. I mean, on your scope. So when you're looking down range at your target, even though that red dot is small, well, it's going to fill up that bullseye on your target. So it's not going to be dead on. You're going to be hitting around it. Well, crosshairs, a crossarrow is a real thin line, and me personally, I prefer shooting through the crosshairs, because when I'm shooting, I want to make sure I'm dead on, not even a hair off when I'm pulling that trigger. Even though I'm going to be off, I just want to make sure I'm shooting as close as that bullseye as I can. And the red dot, that little red dot filled up that whole bullseye, so it was throwing me off more to the left and more to the right. So when I say more, I'm not talking about 3 or 4 inches. It was just I couldn't see the bullseye because that red dot was covering it up. Anyway, hopefully that made sense to y'all. But anyway, what made me go from the Jackal, to the Barnett Jackal, to the CenterPoint 370 was the speed difference. Okay, and I've learned over the time, speed is not always everything. Speed is not always good. A lot of people want a fast bow. They think shooting a fast arrow is going to do you better. Well, not all the time, guys. It's not always going to do you good. It comes with accuracy too. And when you start comparing speed and accuracy together, you have to weigh them out. And sometimes it's not a good combination. It sounds like a good combination, but it's not always going to match up and be, what you think is, turns out to be. However, the CenterPoint Sniper, you can buy it right now on Amazon for $238. I want to say $240. And it shoots 370 feet, and the draw weight is 185 pounds. I don't know if I said it about the Barnett Jackal, but the Barnett Jackal is 150 pullback draw weight. So the CenterPoint Sniper is 185 pullback, and it also, the Sniper comes with 3 bolts. I think it comes with 3 field points to practice with, and it comes with a rope cocking device. However, with the CenterPoint Sniper, I don't think the scopes are built real well for that crossbow. However, I think the bow was good quality, but I don't think the scope was good quality. And what happened with that scope was, when I got down out my stand, okay, I take my backpack when I go, and of course my crossbow. So I got 2 different strings that I hang them up on. My backpack that has all my camera stuff in it and calls. I have a string coming down that I hook onto the rope, and then I hook my crossbow to the rope too. That way when I get up in the tree, I can pull them up. Well, when I got down one evening, guys, I had leaned the crossbow up against the side of the tree. I propped it up just like it, where you stick your foot in it. I put that towards the ground, and I put the stock up against the tree so I can get my book bag off the rope. Well, when I did, I guess it wasn't balanced and it fell over. Well, when it fell over, either the stock or the scope fell over and hit the log that fell down right beside the tree. And well, I try to at least practice with the crossbow, make sure it's still on from driving down the road and hitting the potholes and everything like that. I still try to make sure the scope is still on at least once a week. And well, long story short, it kept shooting off, and I was wondering why. So I was like, well, I can't hunt with this right now. I got to go to my rifle and order me another scope. Well, I went and tried to get another scope. Well, long story short, guys, I just couldn't find another scope to put on it that actually made it shoot bullseye. I don't know if it messed something up in one of the cams. I don't know if it messed something up in the crossbow. I don't know. But ever since it fell over, it never shot the same again. And to be honest with you guys, to me it made me feel like it was built poor, because the crossbow was already on the ground. All it did was just fell over. Nobody kicked it over. No one. It just fell over. And I couldn't see, with it just falling over, causing it that much damage to knock the scope off or cause something with the crossbow for it to be shooting off. So after I bought, I think it was like 3 scopes after that, I could never get it back on, and I said the heck with it. I was determined to go back to the Barnett Jackal, and I met up with a buddy of mine that shot the Excalibur, and he says it was real good. So I talked a little bit about him. He said get one, and then I started watching YouTube videos on just different Excaliburs out there. Well, I did work for a friend of mine, and he also told me he had an Excalibur. Long story short, I heard nothing but good news about Excalibur. I heard about their quality. I heard about their customer service. I heard about their warranty, lifetime warranty plan, no questions asked. I heard how they shot. I heard about the kinetic energy they carry when they hit a deer. And guys, I tell you what, it was nothing like, music to my ears. And y'all know how that sounds when somebody starts telling you something. You hear so much good stuff. You're like, okay, let me hear the bad stuff. But seriously, I heard nothing bad about the Excaliburs. Nothing. If you go on their YouTube videos and everything, check them out. Man, you'll see them carry them John Brown. They'll hook the crossbows to the foot stool where you hook, you put your foot in to cock it. You'll see them John Brown pulling that thing around with a four-wheeler through a field, seeing that crossbow flip, turn upside down. You'll see them just throw it as far as they can, and they go pick it up and it shoots bullseye. And I was like, why would they just want to throw their stuff around like that? Well, it's not the fact that they're abusing it. They're just trying to show you that it's built so well that it can uphold damage like that. And I can understand, to an extent of why they would do that. They're real, destructional. They even had a truck on there that ran them over, and they picked it right up and shot bullseye with it. So And then if anything ever goes wrong with it, you just tell them about it and they'll replace it. For instance, one of my, you can see, I don't know if you can see it on my other side over here, but I was shooting it just the other day, and one of my string dampeners, one of them just had came off, and I was like, what in the world? I said, I just bought this crossbow, why'd it come off? Well, I had contacted Excalibur and I toted them, and I mean, it was after hours, so I called them and left a voicemail. And I kid you not, guys, at 10:30 they called me back, but I missed their call, so I called them back. No problem. They answered the phone. I started telling them what happened. Guys, it was just like, they wasn't rude about it, but it was just like, you know, just tell me your address. Let me get your address, your phone number, your name, and where you live at, and I'll just go ahead and put it in the mail. I said, so you don't want to hear the story of what really happened? That's like, we don't need to. If you bought an Excalibur, we're going to cover you. And I was like, golly, like, this is something else. Like, everybody else, it seems like when you buy a crossbow, they want to fight with you about everything, like not wanting to replace it, and they'll give you a hassle and the run around, and it just makes it seem like it was your fault instead of their fault. But to be honest with you guys, their customer service was awesome. I mean, that just made me even draw closer to Excalibur. And like I said, there was no questions asked. What happened? It wasn't like they was trying to put it off like it was my fault. I just told them what happened. I told them I just purchased a crossbow. I told them I was out shooting it. I shot it maybe about 20 or 30 times, and one of the string dampeners broke off. That was all she wanted to know. She took my information down. She said, you'll get, she said, I'll put them in the mail today and you should get them next week. I said, well, I thank you, ma'am. And that was it, guys. She told me to have a good day and good luck for my hunt season. And that's what draws people in, guys, when you don't sit here and fight with a company of them trying to make it seem like it was your fault of why, you know, that their product broke. So that made me draw in. And the Excalibur, guys, let me go over some things with y'all about that. This is the Excalibur Banshee. You can find some around the $500 mark. I just didn't like that style. Some of them is wide. The limbs on them, some of them is wide. I didn't want wide limbs. Mine's more compact. Man, this, my wife says it's a little toy. She says, no way you can kill a deer with that thing. But I'm telling you what, guys. Let me go over some things with y'all. Tell you what about the Excalibur. The price on it is $800. And when it's $800, it's $7.99 on Amazon. It's free shipping. It comes to $7.99. That's what you pay. Okay. You can't buy them from Bass Pro Shop. Bass Pro Shop, Cabela's, they don't carry the Excalibur Banshees. That's only a in-store product that you can buy. So you have to buy it from the actual dealer. You can't buy it from. You can't go to a, you know, archery shop and buy it. Not the Banshee. You can go and buy, you know, different Excalibur bows and stuff like that, but you can't buy the Banshee. Okay. This is the Excalibur 308 short Banshee. Now you have the Excalibur 308, and then you have the Excalibur 308 Banshee. Okay. This is it shoots 308 feet per second, and the draw weight is 254. Very short distance. You have to pull that, guys. Very short distance. If I had to guess, I mean, it's like, I'm gonna say 10 or 11 inches maybe. I mean, it's real short. It came with 3 bolts and a cocking device, guys. And it came with the dead zone scope, which I love that thing too. The only problem that I had was the speed scope to it, the speed dial where you got to, you know, adjust it to how fast your bow shoots and everything. But the only reason I had a problem with that is because I never had one before. I always had like just regular crosshairs. But besides that, guys, man, it has the anti-dry fire on it. If you forget to put a bolt in there and you shoot it, it's going to catch it for you so you don't dry fire it. Also, you don't have to shoot this thing to decock it. You can actually have your rope to pull it back and pull the trigger real slow, and then you can release it with the cocking device to go back down. You don't have to shoot an arrow every time you got to decock it. So when you cock it, you can decock it by the cocking rope. You don't have to shoot an arrow in the ground. Lightweight, guys. It's very compact, man. I'm a 6'3", 6'4" guy, tall guy, 215, 220 pound guy, and guys, I can move around like quick with it. Like, it is unbelievable how light this thing is. I like the camel pattern on it. Man, that thing looks like a skin. on a snake. I mean, it really looks good. Of course, that ain't why I bought it for, though, but that's a plus for it too. But anyway, guys, hopefully that answers everyone's question about why I switched to, you know, the Barnett to the Sniper, and then the, you know, the Excalibur, and you know, the goods and the bads about it. So hopefully that was everything. I tried to compact my video in as short as I can, but sometimes you're trying to get in detail with things and, you know, answer everyone's questions. So, but anyway, guys, I hope that answers everyone's questions, and we are winding down in South Carolina for the 2018 deer season. So now that I do have my crossbow and I'm excited about it, I will be bringing y'all some crossbow hunts. I will be taking my rifle in case if one steps out but don't come to the corn pile and I can't reach him out there at 50 or 60 yards. I'll let them know that I've seen him. I'll touch him out there with a 270. But anyway, guys, this is Yeehaw, and we will be back with another one soon, guys. Until then, y'all be good. I'll talk to you later, guys.